Oh, that song again. Every time I hear that song, it just sends chills through me. Do we believe in Nigeria and the promises she holds for us?
I do.
We should all believe in Nigeria
Should.
and look to build a better Nigeria where everybody can be happy being in this union.
Yeah.
That song again. Well, thank you for staying with us. We're going to be talking now about the rights of children. Sometimes you wonder if we all actually believe that children have any rights. But you'd be surprised to know that, yes, they do have rights. They have a right to health. They have a right to education and protection. And every society has a stake in expanding children's opportunities in life.
Yes.
But when you look at what happens in our country, you see children, 7 years old, 8 years old, on the streets with somewhere they're hawking something or the other when they should be in school. Neota.
They're trying to help the family. They're trying to help their younger ones, trying to help their parents. But should that be?
To help their parents. Millions of children around the world are denied their fair chance for no reason other than the country in which they were born, their gender, and the circumstances in which they were born. Now, from our Abuja studios, we have a Start-Rite Peace Ambassador, Ian Omije. All our guests are actually in Abuja. We also have Awele Okoma, also a Peace Ambassador. We have Fatima Ibrahim, and we have the campaign coordinator, Nenna Elvis Mofoy. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. The theme of our United Nations celebration was children's right to peace and sustainable living. Now, let me start by asking the campaign coordinator, children's right to peace and sustainable living. What does that really mean in concrete terms?
Okay, so thank you for having us. Yeah, thank you for having us here. We're really grateful to be here at this time. So celebrating the United Nations Day, which happened this week on the 24th, Start-Rite Schools has seen that it's necessary for us to talk about this. And with that in mind, we have come up with the U3 campaign that stands for Uniting for Children, Uniting for World Peace, and Uniting for Sustainable Living. It means so much to us because today we see that, so many children have their rights trampled upon. So Start-Rite School has the vision to ensure that children have the necessary life skills for this challenging world. So we have decided to come out and use this medium to express, in collaboration with the United Nations, to make this a reality, that the children's rights are not trampled upon.
When I was doing the introduction, I did say that sometimes we wonder if children have any rights at all. Because in some societies, you see children doing things that, well, you would say they're not supposed to be doing. And this is because of the circumstances in which they were born. You see children, for instance, hawking on the streets. You see millions. I think the last time I checked, I think it was about 7 million children in Nigeria who are not in school, who are of school age, who are not in school. So in terms of the rights of children in Nigeria, how well are we doing to ensure that all these goals by the UN are met?
Okay. Yeah. Schools like Start-Rite School, is ensuring in Nigeria that the goals of these children are met. I mean, we've been doing a lot of, work with IDP camps and lots of less privileged homes. We believe that putting it out there for the public to see is one of the major ways, to make people in Nigeria be aware. Yes, we know that children are helping, like you said, children are helping their families, children are out there, doing most of these menial jobs, but their rights are being trampled upon. So schools like Start-Rite School has decided to take this lead and this initiative to come out. If many schools like this come out, and the government, parents, guardians, it will be better for these children. And this cannot happen except we campaign. We're campaigning and we're still saying that we're uniting for peace, for children. We're uniting for world peace and sustainable living. This is the only way this can happen.
All right, I'll take my question to Ian. Ian, what are your rights? What are children's rights? Let me begin with that.
Okay.
Is Ian there?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so my rights, I have the right to a primary education. I have the right to talk. I have the right to stand up for my own self. I have the right for food. I have the right for shelter. And I also have the right for water.
Okay.
Many other kids have these rights, but except some kids don't have the right to go to school.
Okay.
All right, so let me stay with you. What are the causes of conflict and how do they affect all these rights that you have reeled out?
Well, the causes of conflicts can be misunderstanding and disagreement, and it can affect my rights emotionally and physically.
Okay, but let me not say, have you experienced some of this, or do you know people who have had this kind of experiences?
Yeah, I've had many friends that have had this experience when they've been hurt emotionally.
Okay. All right, let's go to Awele. Awele, tell us, what is sustainable living in the face of this right that Ian just mentioned? What is sustainable living?
Sustainable living is when children or anybody has those basic amenities that everybody should have in life.
Right.
Okay.
And
There is plenty of abuse of children in our society. Which ones can you readily tell us about?
Like, for example, let's say the Chibok girls. Before, they were kidnapped from their schools due to conflict by Boko Haram. So if they were kidnapped from their school, they couldn't have an education. They were just in the forest.
okay. Fatima, how important is this campaign to you?
Well, to me, this campaign is very important. And I think that the campaign, Unite for Children, Unite for World Peace, and Unite for Sustainable Living, is just basically a campaign to ensure people and children are not deprived of their rights. In the first place, the United Nations is an international community that ensures peace. So we're just trying to go further on ensuring peace.
Now, let me go back to Ian, if I may. Ian, now, if you became a leader tomorrow, what would you do as one in power to ensure that children's rights are not trampled?
Okay. So the first thing I would do is that I would make strict laws that would apply to everyone